Hello, my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the week of April 29th, taking us out of April and into May. We're going to get ready to put another month under our belt, which just seems insane that we are saying that it is going to be April and May of 2024. Think about that. I mean, I thought by this time we were definitely going to be like the Jetsons. You know, when I was little, I was like, oh, I'll be in a space car, you know, and we're on our way there. But it's just really interesting to be alive and a part of the world at this particular time. And so we're going to talk about what's going on in the energies, what the cosmos have available for us this week. So if that's content you're interested in and you want to see how every day is laid out energetically, this is definitely a video for you to visit. Now, if we haven't met before, I am Stormie Grace. I'm a practicing professional astrologer, and I practice evolutionary and humanistic astrology. So if that is the lens of astrology you enjoy, this is definitely a good channel. Now, I will lay out what the energies have to offer this week, and I will also put them in the description box with timestamps down below so you can go to each day if you'd like to, and you can sit through the whole thing or just go to the day that you want to, whatever works the best for you, okay? All right, so brilliant. This week, we are actually in the week before we're going to have the new moon. So we're also in the beginning of the week on the heels of experiencing this week the last quarter moon. So this is a wonderful time where we're going to look at what we're turning away from before we officially wind it down in that balsamic and get ready for the new moon in Taurus energy next week. So I absolutely love that. Now we've also got Pluto going retrograde this week. And while it's an outer planet and, you know, we can easily not pay attention to what's happening there. I think that this week puts us in a position to be quite reflective on what we will work on for the 5 months that Pluto is retrograde. Not to mention our lovers, both Venus and Mars, they get into domicile. They get into their most comfortable placements in the zodiac. So they are happy, they are at home, they are looking good, smelling right, and ready to bring a really good vibe to the table. So let's talk about how all of that interacts and works for you. Before we jump in, if you have not gotten your Astrology 101 and 102 digital downloads for $25, make sure you grab that class before it is gone. You can take all 12 classes at your own pace. Of course, I teach them. So I would love for you to jump on that because that's the class that's going to be out before my new school launches. So if that's you, go ahead and grab it. And my goodness, if you're looking to just, you know, spice things up a little bit, I would love for you to join us at the free summit that I'm doing with Andrew Colombini. I love this name, and it's going to be all about the personality code, different ways of understanding your personality, how to work with it, how to actually understand yourself more deeply. And he's pulled together people from many different disciplines, astrology, and there's plenty of astrologers that you know and you love, myself, Nadia Shah, Nura Michelle will be there. We'll also see Sam Reynolds, Kira Sutherland, who we love. All of these people who have been to our channel and in our community will be there representing astrology, as well as human design, Enneagram. We've got psychology, Jungian psychology. There's a lot going on over there. So if there's something you're looking to explore, have just a little bit of a different experience, or maybe just open your mind about other practices that may be beneficial to you, this is a financially free summit. I would love for you to join. I'll put the link in the description box down below, as well as the link to the Astrology 101 class. And hey, while you're down there, if you wanted to subscribe to our channel and our community, I would extra love that. Okay, cool. Let's talk about what's going on this week. So first of all, coming in on Monday, the 29th, to keep in mind something that the moon is coming in as we're coming in this week is in the vibration of Capricorn. So we are coming in with this more grounded energy of getting organized, having our thinking caps, are, you know, ready to build a strong foundation kind of week, more grounded, earthy energy. But the other thing I like about the moon being in Capricorn on Monday is that it is a cardinal energy. So things that need to get started, especially emotionally this week, we're coming in on a solid, good footing to be able to do that. Now, the moon's not particularly comfortable in the vibration of Capricorn because the moon wants to be on all of the feels. And Capricorn is like, zip those tears up, we have work to do, okay? It's a little bit more like that, or your feelings become a bit more reserved in how you're going to handle things. So, you know, I really think that Monday is a good example of, okay, you have to stop crying and we have to just send the emails. Like we have to go to work, we have to whatever, you know, but try and bring some pleasure, try and bring some joy into that because it's also a really nice, solid, earthy energy to clear out those projects. Because you know what happens for me? I don't know if this happens for you. But sometimes I will put something off, and it's the anxiety and the stress of like needing to do the thing that I'm putting off. You know, I need to just send that email. I need to just send that letter, that package, return that Amazon, right? And then I finally do it, and it takes me 3 minutes, and I'm feeling like I'm living my best life. So I think that Monday with the moon in Capricorn is a great time to rid your spirit for these earthly things that you need to just get done, and then you'll feel a ton better, okay? Now, as we're continuing on Monday, I absolutely love as we're getting through the day, because we're going to see Venus come into Taurus. Venus comes back into domicile, into one of the planets it rules. So there's this air of comfort. You know, it's like when you've been on a long, fiery adventure, like Venus has been in the vibration of Aries, and you come home and you finally get to rest, but you come home and you're loaded with these stories of the things you started, the adventures that you have seen, what you have powerfully attracted to you, because Venus is an attracting energy. You've pulled things to you with rapid, passionate, charismatic force, you know, while Venus was in Aries. And now as Venus is in story, you get to unpack it, really review and look at what you value from the beautiful things you have attracted to you. See which one of those things is steady, is sturdy, is valuable, is reliable. Which of these opportunities that have come to you, that you've attracted to you, do you feel like is delicious and decadent, and you would like to have that experience in your life, whether it's a financial investment, a relationship, a possession that came into your life, a new sense of self-worth. You know, while Venus is in Taurus as well, I think it's wonderful for you to look at what do you value in terms of your relationship with your own beauty routine, with your own aesthetic, in your finances. What is the value you would like to attract to you? The other way to say this is, what do you want? Because we can't ask Venus to attract to us what we want if we're not clear on what we want. So as it's traveling here in Taurus, and you have time to be settled and grounded and earthy and fixed in this vibration of, I want this, this matters to me, this is valuable, all the way until May 23rd, be clear here. Also, take this time to think about what it is that you really do truly want, so that you can go ahead and call that in. Okay, now as we get through the rest of the day, we're going to see that we're going to have the moon move, and Tuesday we're going to have the moon move into the vibration of Aquarius. So Tuesday is going to be a bit more innovative. We've got a little bit more popping up. There's a little bit more energy. Now, Tuesday in general is considered to be a Mars day. So it's already got more energy typically going than we will see on a Monday, which is typically a moon day. Right? But as we see the moon move into the vibration of Aquarius on Tuesday, friends, dream work makes the team work. Being a part of a group, but uniquely being yourself, and where this is at an emotional level will start to present itself, where it's like, yes, I am a part of this group, you know, but where has my thinking been too rigid? It has to be this way or it can't be okay. And where can you detach a little? Where can you detach from old emotions, old emotional ideas that have maybe been keeping you pent up and keeping you hostage to ideas that you don't need anymore? Remember, the moon's in an air sign, an air energy now. So there's a lot going on in the intellect. There's a lot going on in your thinking and old conversation. So it's a great time to see where you can have a little bit of detachment with this energy. Now, we're also going to see that Mars is going to move into the vibration of Aries here on the 30th, which is fantastic because it's home and domicile. But I want to give a bit of a review for a second for us to consider where Mars has also been. Mars has been traveling. Mars, assertive, I want to go, I want to do it. Mars has been traveling through the vibration of Pisces, where it has been, you know, it's been there for 6 weeks. It's been quite a bit of time. So for the last 6 weeks, if you've been trying to make something happen, you've been trying to get some get up and go, and it is gone, it's not happening, you know, or you want to do something, but the like genuine forceful motivation hasn't been there. You've had to trust your intuition a little bit more and be like, I can only work on this right now for like 10 minutes and then I need to put it down, right? I want you to just keep in mind that to bring that astrology into your body, because Mars has not been in the position of being able to be dominant and assertive and really move your body, move that plan forward. It's been a little bit more in the position where you needed to be emotionally intelligent, be assertive about emotional and intuitive intelligence and how you take action with that. You have to move spiritually, move intuitively. So as we see Mars come on the 30th here, back into the energy of Aries, it is ready to go. Mars is like, listen, I have been in the sauna for way too long. I need to get on the treadmill. Let me out into the world. I am ready to go. So this is something that I think can be a real experience on Tuesday, that as Mars moves into Aries, you can almost get a burst of energy where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just ready to go right now. And it can almost be shocking. It's like a bolt of energy, because this doesn't seem to be, to me, when this happens every couple years, this is not like a gentle transition. I have really taken note of that over this last, 6 years of watching, because Mars will come into Aries for the first time in 2 years. So it's not a gentle transition. So if you get a burst of energy and you're like, I need to do all of these things, I would tell you to remember that Aries can be quite impulsive. So while I think you're set, the things are going to start to move forward, especially because Mercury's out of retrograde now. Just, look before you leap a little bit here on Tuesday, okay? Now, the other thing about the moon being in Aquarius that I think is really good here, it can be a really good day for networking. It can be a day for making connections, or you're just in this networking pod and you feel more comfortable taking action on being able to do that. So keep that in mind for Tuesday. If you do need to get things done, it is a day that I would say go. Now, we've also got Venus in a square to Pluto here on Tuesday as well. Okay, here's the other thing about that. This is what I was thinking about when I was marking this out the first time, is that you've waited so long to get some things done. And now you're ready to go, and you get this impulsive beat of energy, and a person or an institution or you are not doing things at the rate and the speed you would like it to be done. Some need is not being met, or some desire is not being met. Now, Venus, what you want to attract, your desire here, right? Where you feel like you have this need to be comfortable, decadent, delicious, squaring Pluto, you can be like, do it my way or else. And I just want to tell you, I don't think that that is a good idea. I do not think that issuing any kind of ultimatum, do it my way or else, is going to be good phrasing for someone to throw at you, or for you to throw at someone else. I just don't think it's going to be a good day for that, because it's kind of like, you don't want to write any checks that your hiney can't cash here on Tuesday. So now, other things that I think are quite possible is that you get a final notice on something. And instead of it being an ultimatum, that is different, because that's just information. So if you're in the space of the final notice, I would be taking action on those things, pay that bill, send that paperwork to the attorney, finish that paper for your course, whatever it is in that particular energy, because the square is still telling you need to do something. And there's a fair amount of intensity about what's coming at you that does need to be done on that particular day, okay? All right, as we roll over here into Wednesday, this is where we're going to see the space of the last quarter moon. Now, this last quarter moon is happening at 11 degrees of Aquarius. So make sure that you're looking at that 11 degrees of Aquarius in your particular chart so you can see what house that is happening in. And if you check the description box down below as well, I'll put a short little breakdown of what you'll be looking for, what you'll be looking to bring to a close in each of the houses down below, okay? Now, the last quarter moon is a time where you're turning away from something that you began not only 28 days ago, but also something that you began 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So if we pop back into your life and we go to February 1st of 2022, we saw that we had a new moon, so the time where you would have been planting your seeds of intention, beginning something new at 12 degrees of Aquarius. So what was this for you? Go back into your notes, go back into your calendar, your appointments, what photos, right? What hair did you have at that time? Because that'll tell you a lot. That always tells me a lot about what I was doing and going through and, whatever. So check that out and see what you were planting your seeds of intention, because you were beginning something in your cycle at that time. Now, when we got to November 1st of 2022, then we saw a first quarter moon happening at 8 degrees of Aquarius. And the first quarter moon would have been where you were really starting to take action. You were building, you were tearing down something and building something else up. Maybe people, places, and things around that time started to fall out of your life so fast that you were like, what is going on? And that was really just the universe weeding the garden, saying, nope, at that new moon, you planted a vision of where we're going. These people, places, things, old ideas, structures don't fit anymore. So we are removing it. You just keep building. So there's a lot of action that was happening at that time. Then when we got to August 1st of 2023, we saw a full moon happening at 9 degrees of Aquarius. So going back from that time, where did you pivot? You were asked to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment. Was there a friendship group, something on social media? Was there a dream or an aspiration that you had for yourself and it needed to change direction in order to get that new moon vision that you were trying to bring into reality to actually come full circle? Now, speaking of full circle, we find ourselves here at the last quarter moon. This one's happening, of course, May 1st, and it's at this 11 degrees of Aquarius. And this is where it's like you're turning away from it now. You've done it. It's time to bring it to a close, whatever that cycle was supposed to be about. And it comes with recognition sometimes. Sometimes you pay off the debt or you receive money. You know, there's acknowledgments and accolades that can come with it. But it is also an ending of what you were starting. So, I mean, go back into your own history, into your own life, and see where this story was unfolding for you. Now, when we get to Thursday, we're going to see the moon starting off our day in a void of course position. So the energy is like, don't do anything. Just relax. They say relajada, chill out, finish things that are on your plate. It's not the best energy to start anything new. And then in the midst of that, we're going to see Pluto step into its retrograde. Okay. Now, Pluto going retrograde, some people just do not care about this, and I care. I care about it. So we're going to see Pluto station retrograde at 2 degrees of Aquarius, which, remember, we've never been to 2 degrees of Aquarius before. So what you have seen, you have peeked over the wall into the world that is coming next and who you need to be to participate in it, right? Old ideas that might have been controlling you, manipulations, things like that. And all this week, as Pluto has been preparing for this retrograde, you've been thinking about this. It is such a cycle where going back in all the way until October 11th, where we see Pluto get back to 29 degrees of Capricorn, you will have reevaluated, what are these stories? Where have I felt like people have controlled me? They have manipulated me. Where have I felt like I've needed to use manipulation or control, or there's just been power struggle going on in some way? And a lot of it is very much so sub/unconscious. Right? So even old ideas. Now, this is an outer planet, so Pluto is also going to show you where your societies, your countries, your cultures have also shaped ideas for you that just don't fit anymore. Almost like a habit or a compulsion or an addiction or a prejudice that you're going to start to find out over this next handful of months that doesn't actually fit for you. And you get an opportunity to detox that BS. Okay? So this is going to be a time where there's that moon void, of course, and you may be feeling some kind of way as Pluto stations into its retrograde. Now, when we get early afternoon, so around 1 p.m., and this is going to be 1 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to see that the moon enters into Pisces, coming out of that Aquarius vibration. Now, I want you to look at any way that you need to create, you need to dance, you need to move, you need to look at, are you setting up appropriate boundaries with people and yourself? Are you allowing yourself to rest? That's going to be what the next 2.5 days is really going to have in your attention. Now, Friday, we will also see that the Mars moves into sextile with Pluto. Now, remember, Mars is back. It's in Aries. It's comfortable. It's living its best life. So it's happy and it's ready to go. And in a sextile with Pluto, this is a massive amount of energy. It's a tremendous amount of energy to be getting things done. And now that Pluto is slowed down, it's like the world's been going on. And you're like, hold on, you're leaving me behind. I don't know what to do. I've been trying to do these things and I can't get them to go. And now you can. Because because Mars is connecting with Pluto, who's no longer moving forward. So you have an opportunity to be goal-centered and get what you need to do done, what you have been trying to build, what you've been learning about. It is here, and you can really take some beautiful positive action on that. And I think that that will actually feel nothing but good, because it's a sextile. This is not a rough energy at all. This is something quite comfortable. So you're going to be like, yes, I've been waiting months for this thing to pan out. You know what I mean? All right. So as we go through Saturday and Sunday, I do think that with the moon traveling in Pisces, you know, where you need to be a bit more reflective, maybe where there needs to be a little bit of rest, go ahead and absolutely bring that into play. It's going to be to your best energy, because we're also right in front of the new moon that's going to be coming next week. So some of the energy may be a little bit zapped for you. So if you can take a break a little bit throughout the weekend, I think that that's going to be really the best for you. And then on Sunday, we'll be traveling with this moon, traveling out of Pisces, but back into the energy of Aries, where it comes once a month. So try to enjoy that. And then we'll see the moon go void, of course, late in the day on Sunday, before it will move into Taurus as we get to Monday. Did I say Monday? Late Sunday, as we see it move into Taurus on Monday, the 6th, okay? All right, my absolutely beautiful friends, I love you a ton. Grab your Astrology 101 classes if you need a consultation, and definitely join us for the free summit. Get it all in the description box down below. Have a beautiful week. Love you. Bye.